Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Chicago Med Season 10 Episode 18 Recap together one last time. After taking a week off, Chicago Med Season 10 resumed and wasted no time in revisiting one of the biggest burning questions on fans' minds. Will Hannah and Ripley get back together? As the episode opens, Hannah and her sister Lizzie are out for a stroll, and Hannah confesses to her sister that she told Ripley she loved him when he was trapped in the well, but hasn't spoken to him since. It seems she might be worried about whether she got caught up in the moment, and we've ironically been wondering the same thing. During their conversation, Lizzie reveals that she has been having some indigestion for a week now, and Hannah won't take no for an answer in getting her into the ED. When they arrive, Ripley and Hannah bump into one another, and we learn he's running again as an out-of-breath Frost comes running in behind him. Ripley and Hannah agree to meet up to talk later, but their conversation is cut off when a pair of parents rush in seeking help for their young boy. Ripley and Frost take the boy back to the ED and quickly discover that his symptoms are the result of a snake bite. They order some antivenom to help with the treatment, as we learn the boy's parents are social media influencers when they mention using their home team, aka their followers, for help in identifying what type of snake might have bitten their son. Frost gets frosty with the pair as Ripley helps to soothe things over as he then goes to chat with Hannah, who has just gotten her sister settled into the ED to be seen. When they finally meet, Ripley lets Hannah know he's not going to hold her to something she said when he was on the verge of dying, that he's been doing a lot of thinking lately, and that she was right, he doesn't know how to be in a healthy relationship. He assures her that he threw away a winning lottery ticket in ruining their relationship, and says that all he hopes is that she can forgive him. Hannah returns to the room as Archer is examining Lizzie and tells them that Ripley seems to be actually changing, which Archer quips about history showing people don't typically change. When they go to listen for the baby's heartbeat, they find that there is no heartbeat and that Lizzie has lost the baby. Hannah helps to comfort Lizzie and walks her through the next steps they'll need to take. Lizzie wants Hannah to perform the procedure, but she informs her sister to treat their family members as patients. Archer agrees to help speak with the legal team to see if there is a way they could make it work. Frost and Ripley return to check on their patient, who isn't seeming to take to the antivenom. Ripley steps out to call animal control to see if there are any other venomous creatures in the area where the boy was bitten. As Ripley is on the phone, Frost overhears the parents filming an update for their followers and races into the room where he puts them on blast for exploiting their son and placing blame on them for not watching him more closely, leading to him being bitten in the first place. Ripley comes in to break things up and send Frost away to cool off, but it's clear that Frost is projecting onto the parents. After getting some time to cool off, Ripley and Frost return to apologize for Frost's outburst. To their surprise, the mom confesses that she worries they've let social media become their identity. As Ripley begins to walk them through their next steps, the dad comes running in and says he went back to the barn and found the snake that bit his son. He's brought it into the ED in a burlap sack in hopes that it can be used to help identify the best course of treatment for his son. But there's just one problem. When he opens the sack, he finds the snake has escaped and is now loose in the hospital. Ripley loops Lennox in on the fact that a snake is on the loose as Frost comes in to share information on the type of snake, which is when Lennox realizes the snake isn't from the region, and that explains why the antivenom hasn't been working. Said snake later shows up as Naomi has just found the source of her patient's mystery ailment, which she spent the entire episode trying to sort out, and Naomi leaps into action, containing the snake with a trash can as Frost, Ripley, and Lennox arrive in time to call animal control. Fortunately, the young boy is showing positive signs of making a full recovery. As they leave, the parents return right to influencer mode going live, which makes Frost realize some people won't change. He storms off and later gets short with Charles, making it clear this case clearly stirred up some demons from his past that Frost hasn't yet gotten over. As for Lizzie, sadly the surgery doesn't quite go to plan as there are some unforeseen complications which result in Hannah having to perform a total hysterectomy. We end the episode with Archer watching Hannah console her emotionally devastated sister. Elsewhere in the episode, Dr. Charles and Lennox teamed up to help treat a man, Ron, who was brought into the ED with heart problems. While speaking with his ex-wife, Cynthia, Charles notices she's struggling to open a candy bar and also seems to be struggling to get her words out. Their chat is cut short when Lennox returns to let him know she's ordered a consult with Hayes after the results of Ron's echo came back clear. After meeting with Ron, Hayes and Lennox catch up outside the room. Things get a bit flirty as Hayes asks Lennox whether she'll be attending an upcoming weekend conference, hinting that they're a great time to relax and unplug. Unfortunately, Lennox ices him out, and things get awkward fast between the two, though I truly love the dynamic the writers are exploring with the pair. We later find out that Ron needs a simple surgery to treat his condition, which he at first wants to postpone so he and Cynthia can take their planned trip to Norway for her 50th birthday. Cynthia is not having it though, and races out into the hall to call out for Charles in hopes he can help convince Ron to have the procedure. As she flags Charles down, we again see her struggle to find her words, and it becomes more and more clear that something is off. Charles later sits down with Cynthia to let her know Ron has agreed to get the treatment and points out how she's been struggling to find her words. Cynthia brushes it off as a senior moment, but Charles points out that there are other signs which are cause for concern, and that he gets the sense she might be getting concerned herself. She agrees to let him run some tests while Ron is in surgery. Ron's surgery goes smoothly, but Cynthia's scans show signs of terminal diagnosis. Cynthia doesn't want to tell Ron, and Lennox passionately agrees with her view, which is when Charles picks up on the fact that Lennox seems to be speaking from experience. Surprisingly, Cynthia ends up changing her mind and telling Ron the truth as Lennox walks in. Lennox overhears Cynthia tell Ron that she was afraid and almost didn't tell her as she didn't want to burden him, to which he replies how he can't believe she can get rid of him that easily as he then pulls out a ring and asks her to marry him, assuring her no matter what they'll get through this together. The episode opens with a slow pan of the hospital's rooftop, sun streaming through the early morning haze. It's quiet, almost deceptively so, just the calm before the emotional storm of the day. Inside, Chicago Med pulses with life as doctors, nurses, and patients prepare for what will be a day filled with difficult goodbyes, unexpected reunions, and decisions that can't be undone. Dr. Crockett Marcel leans over a patient chart in the ED, his expression grim. The camera lingers on him a moment longer than usual. His storyline has been building, and tonight it culminates. A familiar voice calls his name. It's Sharon Goodwin, who informs him gently that a former patient of his, Naomi Whitaker, is back. Stage IV cancer. No more treatment options. She doesn't want a miracle. She wants dignity. Crockett finds Naomi in a room filled with family photos and hand-knitted blankets. She smiles when she sees him, her energy weak but warm. "I asked for you," she says. "I'm not afraid of dying, but I'm afraid of dying in pain. Will you help me go on my terms?" It's a wrenching request, one that challenges everything Crockett believes. He agrees to advocate for her, but the path won't be easy. Hospital ethics are complicated, and the emotional weight even more so.